First of all, congratulations on your Emmy nominations.
Thank you.
Has it sunk in yet?
Yes. I mean, it's still like a pinch me moment. But if it does cross my mind, it makes me very happy.
Well, you had the both scariest and probably the funniest roles on TV at the same time.
Oh, thank you. Yes, they were two very different characters, weren't they?
How did they both come your way?
I met Dan Fogelman had sent did he send scripts? He got in touch with my agents and set up a meeting, and we talked about it. And he sent me the first 4 scripts, and I thought they were amazing. And the second episode was called Sinatra, and it was the one that sort of goes through her past, her whole story, how she meets her husband and the loss of her son. And I thought it was one of the most beautiful whole episodes about a woman that I'd ever read. So I really did it. I came on board for that episode, but then I got to, then there was so much more fun to be had and lots to explore.
Did you know how dark it was going to get?
No, but I trusted Dan. I mean, his track record is pretty, nothing to sneeze at. And it was fun. I've never played a villain before, a bad guy before, so it was really fun to sort of lean into that.
Do you know now it's coming up for season 2?
We're about to finish filming season 2, so yes. And it goes... Well, at the end of season 1, Sterling is leaving the bunker, or Xavier is leaving the bunker to go try to find his wife. And so there's some exploration of outside the bunker, and then we're also back in the bunker. And it leans heavily into the sci-fi of the show, I would say, but still grounded in, these deeply sort of human stories. And there's a few characters that we get to know more about, so that's fun.
Do we get to know more about Sinatra?
You get to know a little bit more about how Paradise came to be and what she had to do in order to make that happen.
How do you find your way into a character like her? You said you've never played a villain before. Is it hard to identify or empathize with her?
I didn't find it hard to empathize with her because I felt fully connected to her, actually, knowing the tragedy that she suffered. That sort of informed everything else that comes. And I felt like she really felt justified in all those decisions that she made. And so some people suffered for it, but she, in her mind, a few losses could, save 25,000 people, so it made sense for her.
What conversations did you have with Dan about your character? Did you talk about where you wanted to see her going or where she was coming from?
Yeah, Dan had really wanted her to be also a recognizable, person, woman, mother, wife, and not just a mustache-twirling villain. He wanted it to be, a person first and sort of bad guy second. And so it was really finding the moments of relatability. And, if there was ever an obvious idea or a first idea of how to go, approach a scene, there was always room to try it again in a different way. And then they could put it together in editing, sort of pick and choose how they wanted to that character to unfold.
Did you base her on anyone? I mean, I feel like we know a few nasty tech billionaires.
We know a few now, but, we finished filming in July. And so they weren't as much, in the forefront of our minds or on our TVs. I read a lot of about female CEOs, Fortune 500 companies, and women in business, successful businesses. And, there's so many examples of that. And they all have their own path there. So it was sort of just getting a lay of the land.
In your mind, did you build a deeper backstory for her? Are there things that you fleshed out yourself?
Not specifically. Not really. It was sort of reading about other women's experience of, getting to the top. And a lot of it was on the page and then learning more about her with every scene we filmed.
Dan is so good at those plot twists. Was there one that surprised you the most?
Yeah, killing Uncle Billy. I was floored. I thought that was a brilliant episode 4, when Dan explores his backstory, and I thought the kid they cast as the young Billy was incredible, and the way John, who I knew, to be sweet, lovely John Beavers, who was just so happy to be there, to see how vicious he could be, playful and vicious from one scene to the next. Like, he blew me away, and obviously everyone fell deeply in love with Agent Billy Pace, and then got mad at me. I got so many, I hate you. It's like, I didn't write it.
You're just playing a character.
I know. Talk to Dan.
Have you ever gotten a response to a character you played like that before?
No. So many people with like big smiles coming up to me telling me they hate me is new for sure, which is completely different from the reaction I'm getting where people are sort of shouting out their car window, "Dance Mom!" So I've got both sides of the coin.
So let's talk a little bit about Dance Mom. How did that character come your way?
I was a huge fan of the show, and actually Paul, Lucia, and Jen had reached out to me in a previous season to see if I was available for another role, and I was not. And so they came back with this one, and we had a Zoom, and they told me a little bit about the character and what her storyline would be over the course of these 3 episodes, and I just jumped at the opportunity. And they could condense the filming into just like a week because I don't live here, and they made it very easy to say yes.
Did you already have those dance moves down?
Oh my God. I worked with a choreographer in London for hours, and then I had to practice a lot on my own and sort of video myself and watch myself. And there was a lot of dancing over December and January of 2024, 2025.
I won't make you display any of it, but
thank God. Thank you for that. Small mercies.
Small mercies. But what was harder? Which character was harder to play, Dance Mom or Sinatra?
I would say they're harder. They're both, they both have their moments, like physically Dance Mom, no question. But, wanting to get to the a version of what it might feel like to lose a child and honor that experience was challenging in its own ways.
When it comes to preparing for a character like Dance Mom, do you, and finding your way into a set like Hacks, like were they welcoming to you?
They were so welcoming to me. From our first Zoom, it's one of the most joyful sets I've ever been on. I think everybody is so proud of the work that they're doing, top to bottom. And everybody was so excited for Dance Mom, starting with Kathleen Hager, who's the incredible costume designer. I had one of the most fun costume fittings I've ever had.
You had so many great costudes.
So many great costumes.
Did you have one favorite look?
It's hard. It's like a child. It's hard to pick a favorite. But I loved the orange sweater, and then with the jacket with the footballs on it.
It was pretty good.
I loved the lacy bobby socks, the jeggings. That crazy dress with the silver boots. Kathleen is so great at just the detailed work. Even when I had to do the dances on Debra's talk show, like the background artists who were there filling in the seats of her show, they were all so supportive, laughing, clapping, cheering me on. It was very joyful and energetic.
When you first signed on, did you know how far off the rails Dance Mom was going to go?
I think I knew it, rationally, but I didn't really know in my body what that was going to look or feel like. So that was like a whole other thing, actually doing those scenes for sure.
So you weren't prepared for having your face shoved in?
In the bucket of ice water. I didn't remember that, though. Luckily, it was room temperature water.
Okay,
and
good.
Fake ice
cubes. A little method acting there.
Exactly.
a little acting.
Sticking my face in ice water. Yes.
But it's quite a feat to be nominated for drama and comedy in the same year. What does that mean to you?
Part of what I want to do now, having been acting for about 30 years, is to try to find new types of material, new characters, worlds that I haven't explored before. So it's great. I found it very hard to get opportunities in comedy or in lighter fare. Most offers I get are material that comes my way it's often about like some grief of some sort, and so to have the opportunity to say like, hey, look, I can I can do something else was great. I feel really grateful, and yeah, it was a blast to do, and I'd love to do. I did Ally McBeal, and I used to the last season, and I just remember laughing on set nonstop. Peter McNichol would, if I was off camera, I'd have to literally like block my nose to try not to just laugh and ruin all his takes. Like, it's fun sometimes to go to work and laugh and not be like tearing your heart out.
So have you seen more roles like this come your way? I mean, I know it only just ended, but...
No, but in my experience, like, that's okay. You don't know what roles people see when they think about you later. Like, it's not as immediate as like this leads to that, but I trust that it's opened some eyes.
So any chance of us seeing more of Dance Mom?
I don't know. I don't know if we'll see any more Dance Mom. I haven't been asked. So I don't know. But I was just talking with Clayton. He had some ideas of what that show might look like. So so I've got notes.
Okay, good. Does she at least get a name? Can we get Dance Mom a name?
Her name is Mary Alice.
Oh, you learned this.
Well, I learned this because in the scene where they're trying to wake me up, Paul says Mary Alice. And I was trying to remember. I think he told me that it is in the script somewhere, but normally it's just like my character's name is Dance Mom. So that was like on the call sheet, on my trailer, ready for Dance Mom. It was Dance Mom, which I think is part of why people love her so much. Like the name, it starts with the name. Mm-hmm. Same with Sinatra.
Exactly.
2 good names.
You got some really good names. You got some good names this season,
yeah,
for sure. So which do you get more recognized for, Dance Mom or Sinatra?
In LA, Dance Mom, and if outside of LA, probably Paradise. But where I live, like no one's paying any attention anyway, so neither. I'm like, the woman who buys the bread.
But isn't that good, like having some anonymity?
So great. So great.
So looking forward to the Emmys. Who are you looking forward to seeing?
Well, it was James Marsden's last day today on Paradise, and I'm really looking forward to celebrating with him and Sterling and Dan and the other cast of our show. It's fun. We finish this season like in a week and a half, so it's nice to know I won't be as sad to finish knowing that I'll be back with people in a month. Shannon Murphy is the director I worked with before, and she was just nominated for Dying for Sex, so I'm excited to see her. And it's fun, when you've been doing it for long enough, I expect you have the same thing. It's fun seeing people that you haven't seen for years that you've worked with before. It feels very special, and like it's just an example of the time that you've put in and the work you've put in to your career, like and making those relationships, and so it'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Yes.
Were there other nominations that you were excited about? Obviously, you're excited about the nominations for Paradise, but were there other names that popped out for you?
Parker Posey on White Lotus was a thrill because I've been watching her, since the 90s, like party girl in New York. Like I love her having a moment. I can't remember. Tell me who else was nominated for everything.
Well, I was going to joke, like you're up against all the White Lotus women. Are you going to try to get written into like a future season of White Lotus? Would you ever do a show like that?
Sure. I mean, I'm open to any type of show. If it's like if the character's good, the writing's good, then I'm excited about that. Though I did hear they were in like Thailand for 7 months, and that doesn't sound appealing to me, quite honestly. I have kids at home. They're 17 and 16, so I feel like my time with them at home is precious. So it's like.
But even the beach vacation, I know,
but not for 7 months. Everything gets tiring after a while. But listen, I loved White Lotus. I was like hooked there every season, every episode. It's such a fun one.
All right. So you've done film, theater, TV. Do you have a favorite medium of all of them?
I don't have a ton of experience with theater, actually. I love it. I'd love to do it again, but it has to be very particular. And none of those have passed by my desk recently. I would say I like being able to go between film and television because they each sort of scratch a different itch. In my heart of hearts, probably like an independent film is my favorite, but you can't afford to feed your family on that kind of salary. So, you get creative. But I feel so lucky to have been able to, find my way in all of them. Really lucky.
And certainly be able to show your versatility of doing comedy and drama helps a lot.
Yes, I know. It's been a really exciting year. I feel like it feels almost like a culmination of, many years of work in things that may not get eyes on them. It feels like a really exciting moment to have 2 shows that people were paying attention to, especially right now when there's so much out there.
Why do you think people responded so much to Paradise?
I think it's a great show. I think it's that reveal at the end of the first episode sort of shocked people and hooked people. Sterling K. Brown it's irresistible. People love Sterling for good reason, but the way people respond to him is really something. But I think also, as I said, we stopped filming in July, but by the time the show came out, the election had happened, Elon Musk was in the Oval Office, and maybe there were sort of similarities on the news that made this show that was meant to be entertaining hit a little closer to home. And I think Dan is just really good at sort of understanding what a large group of people wants to watch and the twists. People like to be surprised.
So you already finished the second season.
Finishing now. We have a couple more weeks of filming.
Interesting.
Yes.
So all we know is Shailene Woodley's coming.
She's coming. Yep. She's in the show. I don't think I'm able to give away too much, but there's a whole new cast of characters because there's a whole new world to explore outside the bunker. And there's some great actors. And we also, inside the bunker, we go back into, like I said, sort of a different understanding of how Paradise actually came to be and what Sinatra in particular had to do to bring it about.